question I've gotten for many years. How did your club team win 4 national championships back to back? So, for those of you who don't know me, I was on that 9 for 9 team that won 4 national championships. So, 15, 16, 17s, 18s. And I've been asked this many times, like, why were we so good? And here's my answer. And it's been the same for a long time. It's because we believed that we would win. I don't think any of us doubted that we would win the national championship. I think from the start, even day one practice, when we looked around and we saw everyone that was on the team, we knew this is going to be special. At least I did, and I'm pretty sure everyone else did too. Even though we weren't winning games throughout the season, yeah, we'd be on the top court, but we would lose to our biggest opponents most of the time. So 15's year, it was NB Surf. It seemed like a majority of the time that we played them, we would lose. And then the following year, and that year also Huntington Beach. So there was always these teams that we'd lose to in the preseason leading up to the Junior Olympics. And every time we would lose a tournament or a big tournament, we would all look at each other and be like, we'll win JOs. That was the thing we said all the time. We'll win JOs. And our coach was like, you guys can't do that. You can't just turn it on when you want to. And there's truth to that. Like, I wouldn't have gone about it exactly the same way, as we didn't take it as seriously as we should have during the season. But we believed that we would be the best, even though we weren't there at the moment. Okay. And we all believed that. And I think you can apply this to your individual growth as a player as well. Talking with one of my good friends, Patrick, who's an amazing setter, him and I have realized that we both believe that we can be the best. Like, I completely believe that I could start as a libero on any team, and he believes that he could be a better setter than anyone in the world. I mean, I believe that too. It's like, okay, we might not be there right now, but we really believe that we can if we just put the work in, and that we will get there. So that was, I think, the biggest difference, and that's something that I've coached a lot of people, or a lot of people have come to me and be like, hey, can you help me work harder in practice, or can you help me make sure I get a starting spot or whatever? And I'm like, either you're going to be okay with being on the bench, or you're not going to be okay. Like, for us, there was one option. It was winning the national championship. So same goes with you and your personal career, is either you're going to be okay with not playing, or you're not going to be okay with it. So when I was at Pepperdine, my first year, I really wanted to start. I was not okay with being on the bench, and I never have been okay with being on the bench. I think that's partially why I've never been on the bench up until, I think, when I was younger. I wouldn't play that much, but then once this shift happened, that was not okay anymore. So when I got to Pepperdine, I really wanted to start. So what I did was I woke up. We had practice at 7. Get there an hour early to like set up and set up the nets and warm up, because we'd have our own warm ups. You'd warm up individually. I would wake up at like 4 a.m., get in my Bible, pray for like an hour, and then show up to the gym at 5, set up all the nets by myself. And then my coach, it would take me like 30, 40 minutes. And then one of my assistant coaches would come in and we'd get reps for like 30 minutes to an hour. And I did that every day. So it's like that, having that mindset of like, I'm going to do whatever it takes, because I believe that I can be the best. I believe that I have that potential. So what was special about our team is that there was enough of us together that believed we're going to win, even though we lost most of the big tournaments leading up to JOs. So I think you can apply this to really everything in your life. Is Is winning the only option? Is succeeding the only option? There was no other option for us. It was we won a national championship. Um, so you could do that with academics or whatnot, but it has to be worth it to you. I think. Like for example, for me with grades, like I want to get better at school, but it's never really been worth it. Like I've always believed, oh yeah, I can get a good grades. It's just not worth it to me. Maybe I think that's not right. I should do everything my best for the glory of God. Um, but it's like that mindset shift of this is worth it. I believe it. I'm going to do it. All right. That's the big question.